Hello there, welcome to about 45 minutes Yin Yoga. So today we're going to work on stretching the ankles, the calves, the toes and the back, shoulders, hips, legs. So there's about 10 moves and we hold them for between 3 and 5 minutes. So to make the poses a bit more accessible, you could have a cushion, a rolled up mat, or a couple of cushions, or even like a stack of books like I've got here. So we're going to start in Hero. So Hero is where we have the knees together and I'm going to bring a cushion between my feet. Again, you could have a stack of books or a rolled up mat. So we sit down on the support behind us and we place our hands on our thighs, drawing the chest forward and the shoulders back, chin towards the chest slightly, and sitting for about 3 minutes to start. If it becomes uncomfortable, bring the hands forward or add an extra block or support to lift the hips up a little bit higher. So it's about making yourself comfortable so the pose doesn't feel too intense. So you can have your palms up or your palms down. The main thing is to softly close the eyes and stay with the sensations, noticing your breathing, noticing maybe the calves or the shins, the thighs, the hips. If you notice any, as you maybe bring your awareness to your neck, if you notice any tension in the neck, it's quite nice just to release one ear down to the shoulder and then lift up and then the opposite ear to the shoulder, or you could bring the chin towards the chest, notice the stretch in the back of the neck, or even just turning the face side to side. So mobilising the neck while we're sat in Hero pose. About another 60 seconds. So try to stay focused on your breath for the last 60 seconds. If you find it hard to keep the mind from wandering, maybe count your inhale for 5 and exhale for 5. So if you're counting your breath, sometimes it makes it easier to stay focused on your breathing. And slowly bringing the hands forward and coming into what we call the rebound or the counter pose. So this is what Yin's all about, is noticing. So as we take one leg behind, notice the stretch in the back of the leg. We've had the knees bent for a while, so we're just kind of counteracting what we've just done for 3 or 4 minutes, and then stretching the opposite foot behind. And relaxing the knee back down. Next we're coming into just a gentle down dog, so we're turning our toes under and lifting the knees off the mat, and then stretching the hips up towards the ceiling. Make sure the hands are about hip width. Maybe walking the dog to start, so one heel presses down as we bend the other leg. And changing sides, feeling the stretch in your calves, hamstrings, maybe your back. If you keep your chest closed towards your thighs, notice the stretch in the shoulder area. And bringing the knees back to the mat, and then coming into the butterfly. So here again, you have a block underneath your bottom to elevate the hips a little bit. So we start maybe with the soles of the feet together and the feet close in towards the body to target the inner thighs. And we can butterfly the knees up and down. And here also we can take hold of the toes and see if we can separate the toes, kind of pulling the toes forward, pushing the toes back, wiggling the toes about, maybe trying to thread the fingers in between the toes, just to keep our toes separate. So stretching toes back or forward. Spend a minute or so working on the toes that we forget. So if we can draw our chest through, press the heels into the floor, maybe, or the outer edges of your feet into the floor, maybe that will intensify the stretch. Then we can bring our feet forward, and now allowing the back to round. So I'm going to place my rolled up mat on my feet, so I can rest my elbows on my feet. Taking the feet further away, now target stretch will be the lower back and maybe the hamstrings. And here allow the crown of the head to come forward. And then maybe after a minute or so, try and walk the hands a little bit more forward. Again, breathing deeply. Think about that 5-second inhale. Maybe notice a pause before you exhale. Maybe notice a natural pause before you inhale again. Following our breathing is one of the best things we can do for our nervous system, our blood pressure. It can help to also stop the monkey chatter mind if you've got lots going on.
So for the last 60 seconds, see if you can walk the hands forward a little bit more. Maybe bringing the head a little bit closer towards the feet. Maybe just drawing the hands in and resting your hands on your block or cushion and resting your head on your hands. And lifting up slowly, so we lift out, taking our time to notice the rebound. Then taking our feet apart and the knees apart. And then we're bringing the knees down to one side, maybe notice your outer hips, maybe notice the back. And then centre and knees the opposite side. So working on this rebound, notice the energy as it moves around the body. We take between 30 seconds and 60 seconds in the rebound or in our counter pose, bringing a bit of circulation back in the body, mobilising the joints. So we've flexed our spine. Next we're going to do some extension for our spine. So here, coming into Sphinx. So lying on your front, with the elbows, starting with the elbows just underneath the shoulders. If it feels a bit too much compression for your back, you can take the elbows forward a bit. You could even just make a pillow with your hands and rest your cheek on the pillow. This is crocodile, still great for the back. Still a gentle compression of the back. If Sphinx feels okay on the elbows, we'll stay here for about 4 or 5 minutes, and I'll add a few options to maybe make it a bit more intense. But first of all, looking forward, drawing the chest a little bit forward, breathing deeply, maybe close the eyes. So if we close the eyes, we can block out the external images and just go deeper, go internally into the body. Slowly bringing the chin towards the chest. Here feeling stretch through the back of the neck. Taking 5 or 6 deep breaths here. Slowly lifting the face forward again. So here, for a deeper stretch in the front of the body, we can bring up both feet. Hold here for 5 or 6 breaths or longer if it feels okay. And then lowering the legs. And then just seeing if we can go a little bit deeper with the seal. So press the hands in front with the arms straight. Looking forward or bringing the chin towards the chest. So the seal feels too much for me, so I'm going to bring my elbows back to the floor, walk my elbows away a bit, just to rest the spine a bit. Feel free to stay in the seal if it feels good. And from here, either in crocodile or in Sphinx, we're going to do the Sphinx meets half frog. So drawing your right knee up towards your right elbow. You can take the toes away, you can flex the heel away, toes towards the face, or you can have the toe in. You can flex the toes or point the toes, it's up to you. And slowly drawing the right knee down, both legs straight, and then drawing the left knee up towards the left elbow. And bring our left knee down really slowly. And then relaxing in the crocodile. So make a pillow with your hands. Rest your cheek on the pillow. Bring the big toes together and take the heels out. We can wiggle the hips side to side. Feel the release in the hips on the back. And slowly lifting out of crocodile, coming back to Sphinx, pressing into the elbows, lift up really slowly, press the hands in slowly, and coming into a gentle child pose, so big toes together and knees apart. So bringing your bottom down either to your heels or to the cushion. You can rest your head on your cushion in front if you like. You can stretch your hands out if you like, or you can bring the backs of your hands by the side of your feet. If the cushion doesn't feel comfy, you can rest your head on your mat. It's up to you. Find the most comfortable child pose and breathe deeply. And bring the hands forward, press into the hands, lift up slowly, and coming into tabletop. So again, the legs have been bent a while, so we're just stretching one foot behind. Maybe push the heel away, feel the press into the toes, feel the stretch in the toes. And changing sides. So trying to keep those toes separate again. And push the heel back a bit further. Then lifting up into our down dog, so tucking our toes under. Maybe push the bottom back to the heels and feel that stretch in your toes again and the soles of the feet. Then coming forwards, you could try that a few times, pressing the toes in, reaching behind for the toes to bring all the toes forward. Push back to the heels, lift forward. So we can try that for our toes, or we can lift the knees off the mat and lift the hips high for a down dog. Maybe walking the dog. Closer the chest is to the thighs, the deeper stretch will feel in the hamstrings and the calves. And slowly bringing the knees back down. So if we can walk the bottom back, walk the hands so they're off the mat for a deeper toe stretch. See maybe if you can hold for 6 breaths. If it gets too much, walk the hands forward. And walking the hands forward, going to lift up to standing. So coming into your down dog with the knees soft and bent, walk the hands back towards the feet, and then slowly rolling the fingertips up the legs, lifting the head up last. So going to try two poses. Going to try the squat and the dangling. So I'll show you dangling first. Feet slightly wider than hip width, bend and soften the knees, and here we just let the arms go floppy, allow the crown of the head to come down towards the floor, maybe taking hold of opposite elbow, and we let gravity just stretch forward, so it's a forward, standing forward fold. So we're stretching out the back and the hamstrings, and then the other option, so we can either stay in dangling or we can come into the squat. So I need a block or my rolled up mat or a stack of books, and we take the toes out in the direction of the knees. We don't really want to be rounding the back too much, so we're trying to draw our chest forward, looking forward, and pressing the elbows into your knees to take your knees further apart. So we can stay in squat, we can stay in dangling, or we can alternate between the two. So the target area here, if you're in the squat, is your outer hips, maybe your inner hips, your lower back, your calves, your ankles. So this squat is one of my favourite. I need to do it more often to see if I can do the squat without the heel raise. So I'm having a challenge for myself to try and do the squat every day. A couple more minutes in the squat or the dangling. So for the next couple of minutes, see if you can again work on the 5-second inhale and pause for a couple of seconds and exhale 5 seconds. Pause again before the inhale. So we may be doing a 12 or 14-second breath. So the deeper we can make our inhale, the better and deeper our exhale will be. And the inhale helps to bring energy into the body, and the exhale helps to release tension.
going to come slowly out of dangling or the squat by slowly lowering forward into tabletop, and then just doing some cats and cows, so breathing in, lifting up, and breathing out, arching the spine up towards the ceiling. Breathe in, bring the face forward, and breathe out, bring the face towards the thighs, chin towards the chest, draw the tummy in, and one more. Again, we can take the hips side to side, release the hips and the glutes and the back. You can draw a circle with the hips, one direction, changing direction. From here, coming to lie on your left side for cat pulling tail. So this is a stretch more for our thigh muscles. So lying on the side, your left side, we're bringing our right knee forward, right knee rests on the floor, right foot rests on the floor. Here, rest your left ear in your left hand, and then see if you can reach behind for your right ankle with your right hand. So the right foot can lift up, or the right foot can be on the floor. And you'd be drawing your chest a little bit forward, drawing that right knee back if you can, and feeling the stretch in the hips and the back and the right thigh. You can lay the head on the arm, so the left ear on the left upper arm. Breathing in and out through the nose. Letting go of the right ankle, rolling over onto your back slowly. And then to reset the back, bringing the knees into the chest. Notice how good it feels to just bring the knees into the chest and gently massage the lower back. Now we'll move to our right side for cat pulling tail. So lying on our right hand side,
And now drawing our left knee forward. Left knee forward, stretching the right leg back with the left hand. So if you should feel a stretch in the right thigh. I think I got mixed up on my sides. So we can have the right foot up or down. Can try and draw the right knee back a bit. Can rest our head in our arm. So resting our right ear on the right upper arm. And slowly releasing. And again rolling onto our back. Just for 30 seconds or so. Just going to go back to the left side to go through the left side cat pulling tail. Just for a minute or so. So lying on our left side. So right knees forward, resting on our left side, and we're drawing the left foot up, holding on to the left ankle with the right hand, and then drawing that left knee back. Just going to hold for about 6 breaths, just in case I confused you with the first side. So right hand holds left ankle, drawing the left knee back for a stretch in your left thigh. And then slowly release, rolling over onto your back again. Drawing the knees into the chest, maybe bringing the head up towards the knees, curl up into a tiny ball. So the next pose is supported bridge. So I've got a stack of books. I'm going to roll up my mat so it's quarter So half, and then quarter, and then even again. Then I'm going to place the stack of books on top. So here I'm lifting my hips and sliding the support, whatever you're using, just so it's underneath my lower back. And then I'm having my knees together and feet apart in the constructive rest pose. And I'm going to rest my hands on my tummy. I'm going to practice now 4, 7, 8 breathing. So this is inhaling for 4, feel the tummy expand. Then holding for 7. And then breathing out for 8. And the tummy releases. If that ratio of 4, 7, 8 doesn't quite work for you, you can try 3, 5, 6. As long as your exhale is double the count of your inhale. Here, try and bring your chin towards your chest so you can feel that length through the back of the neck. And leaving the 4, 7, 8 breathing behind. Press the feet into the floor. Lift the hips slightly and remove your support. Keep the feet pressing into the floor. Roll down the spine towards the mat, bringing your tailbone down last. A couple of pelvic tilts, so arching the back away from the floor and then lifting the pelvis up as you round the back into the floor. And then extending the left foot away, drawing the right knee in towards the chest. And we're going to go into the reclining twist by bringing the right knee over to the left and the left foot kind of by the side of your left knee. And drawing that right knee towards the left hand side extending the right arm above your head. So stretch the right fingertips away and hold here for 6 breaths. Slowly lifting the right knee towards the centre. Extend the right foot along the floor. Bring the right arm down. Draw the left knee in towards the chest, hugging the left knee in. And then with the right hand drawing the left knee over to the right hand side. Bring the foot just by the side of the right knee and extend your left hand above you. Draw those left fingertips away. And 6 deep, slow breaths. Slowly stretch out the left leg, and then moving into the pentacle stretch. So that's with the feet wide apart as they'll go, and the arms above the head as wide apart as they'll go. Chin towards the chest, and for a couple of minutes focus on breathing in deeply. 3-part breath, so expanding the tummy, expanding the side ribs, expanding the chest. And as you exhale, release the chest, side ribs and tummy. And leave the 3-part breathing behind. Return to your natural breath. Bending up the legs, bring the feet, pressing in the feet into the floor. Knees together, feet together. Couple of pelvic tilts again. Stretch the arms above the head. Maybe stretching out both legs. Point the fingers away, the toes away. And then slowly bring the arms down, bring the knees to the chest, hug the knees in, knees side to side. And you can either roll up to seated or take the knees down to one side and pause there a moment. Resting on the side. And push your top hand into the floor to lift up.
Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. and see you soon. Take care. Bye now.